Woke up this morning. Robust, dynamic, ready for action. Alarm was set for 4 a.m. Woke up at 3:41. Just ready for it. Didn't want to go back to sleep. Wanted to get up. Wanted to attack the day. Wanted to get after it. Let's go, let's go, let's go! Feeling strong. Feeling dynamic. Vibrating. Connected to that eternal frequency that Yahuwah, the Most High, puts out. Waking up with meaning, waking up with purpose. Okay, so are you waking up before the alarm rings? Are you waking up ready to rock, pumped, with a singular focus to just get out there and make it happen? Or are you dancing to someone else's tune? Are you being led around by your nose by a Pied Piper? Are you feeling like a marionette on a string, puppeteered throughout your whole life? Or do you feel like you're blazing your own trail? Do you feel like a maverick? Do you feel like you're a trailblazer? Do you know what you want? I didn't know what I wanted for decades. Decades. Long after I had built career, made a lot of money, had a lot of success, had a lot of great positions, done a lot of things. Still wasn't sure what I wanted. So I was never truly happy. And maybe you're thinking, how do I wake up before the alarm rings? Just absolutely excited and passionate and filled with a drive to get it done. Maybe if you're on that endless hamster wheel, the rat race, the treadmill that never ends, if you're just chasing your own tail, and you think in your mind's eye, your dream, your passion might be to write a book, a novel, to create art, to paint, to illustrate. Maybe it's to be a filmmaker, to be a storyteller. Maybe it's to make pottery. Maybe it's to build cars or motorcycles. Maybe it's to build homes. You know, a lot of passion is found in being a creator. No surprise, since we were created by the Most High, the Supreme Elohim, we have that creator gene in us. So a lot of times, most of what we do, most of what we want is a desire, a drive to create, to build beautiful things. Are you living out that life? And is that truly is that just a fantasy? Is that something that you think will give you happiness? Is that just something that you're hoping will be what it is you will do with passion and drive and joy? Sometimes we think we know what we want, but we don't. For years, for decades, I thought, I want to be a leader. I need to be a leader. I'm driven to be a leader. And I would only select roles where I was leading a team, leading a sales team. That's what I had to do. I did that for well over 20 years. The thing is, I was never truly happy. Never. Why? Because I was doing it for ego. I was doing it for ego because I felt I must be a leader. I deserve to be a leader. I should be a leader. But mostly because I didn't like to be led. And so if I was the leader, I didn't have to be led. And every time someone tried to lead me, I would always quietly rebel, or I would push back, or I would argue or debate. I had to be the leader, but it was all out of ego. It was all out of satisfying the flesh. So was I truly and I got what I wanted, but did I really want it? No, that's just the thing. It didn't bring me happiness. It was only when I found Yahuwah and asked for the Son of the Most High's salvation, Yahusha's redemption and deliverance. Not until I got my heart right, not until he filled me with the breath, the set-apart spirit, and my heart was righteous, did I know what I needed to do, what I must do, what drives me, what fills me with passion, what has me waking up early, way before the alarm rings, most of the time. So it comes down to, are you chasing what's real? Are you chasing what will truly bring you high? And again, you might think writing that novel, or becoming an actor and being in films, or being a film director, or being a painter, whatever it might be, creating comic books, cartoons, building skyscrapers. You might think this is what's going to make you happy, only to find that it doesn't. You don't truly know, but there is a way to find out. There is a way to know. So first off, there's only two real things. There's only two truths in this world, in this universe, in all the universes, in all of creation. There's only two true things. There is good, there is love, there is healing, there is joy, there is Elohim. So there's good, and there is evil, hatred, destruction. Hashatan, the anti-Yahuwah. Those are the two real things. And then there's the illusion we call so-called reality. This is a mirage, this is a hallucination. I've said it a million times. This is not the real. The zeros and the ones behind it. What orchestrates this illusion is Hashatan, the Lord of this world, the Lord of the flies, the Lord of filth, the manipulator of this mirage. And you could chase one of three things. You could chase good, love, peace, joy, healing. You could chase and you can find and you can receive Elohim. Or you could you could chase evil, hatred, destruction, debasement, decadence, depravity, defilement. You could chase Hashatan. You can find Lucifer. Those are two pure journeys that will lead you exactly where you're looking to go. And then there's the confusing one, the one that will still end up leading you down the wrong path, the path of anxiousness, the path of sorrow, the path of desperation, the path of frustration, the path of decadence. That is chasing the manifestations of this illusion, of this hallucination, the materialism, the creations, the constructions, the devices of those that persuade and influence the illusion of this world, the minions of Hashatan. Because if you believe that what's going to bring you happiness is represented by houses, cars, clothes, jewelry, money, stock portfolios, bond portfolios, fast living, trips and holidays and vacations, luxury. If you think all of these things, which would be the result, because you say, oh, I'll be a famous novelist so that I could have the big, beautiful house, so that I could get all the glory and the esteem of my fellow man, so that I can attain riches on this earth. If that's why you want to be a filmmaker, if that's why you want to be a novelist, if that's why you want to be a painter or an illustrator or a builder of skyscrapers, if that's what you're, then you are bound to this illusion, and you're bound to be frustrated, and you will ultimately be left wanting, longing, hungering, and thirsting, chasing your tail endlessly, never being happy. So the three things you can do, you can chase pure good, Elohim, you could seek Elohim, you could seek evil, anti-Elohim, anti-Yahuwah. Some of you call that the Antichrist. You could seek evil. You could seek Hashatan. You'll find that evil instantly. It will overtake you. It will consume you. It will burn you alive. You could seek Gehenna. You could seek the Valley of Hinnom. You could seek the Lord of the Flies, and you will be ravaged and overcome and overtaken and possessed by evil. Or you could chase the illusions of this world, hoping to attain the manifestations of this hallucination. The fast cars, the fast living, the cheap thrills, the cheap highs, the cheap titillation, which never, ever, ever result in anything but decadence, defilement, debasement, and depravity, and ultimately leave you again frustrated, anxious, without meaning, without purpose, longing, hungering, thirsting, hopeless, senseless, never being grateful, never being happy. So there's only one way to know what you truly want. The only way that I ever found what made me happy. Again, it wasn't chasing my ego and being a leader. That never made me happy, but I did it for over 20 years. To truly know what it is that will get you out of bed before that alarm rings, driven, hungry, passionate, excited, enthusiastic, motivated, inspired, encouraged. The only thing that will truly lead you to know what it is you truly want to do, what you need to do, what you must do, what you're driven to do, that will leave you grateful, thankful, full of meaning and purpose, is to first seek the reign of Elohim, seek the reign of Yahuwah. Receive the salvation of Yahuwah, Yahusha, the Son of the Most High, and be washed over by His grace. Be filled with the Ruach, the set-apart Spirit, the breath of Yahuwah. Receiving more than you could ever imagine at that point, such that your cup runneth over. All of the answers you've ever sought, all the revelations, all the epiphanies hit you, flood you. Grateful for the first time, thankful for the first time, for your redemption, for your deliverance by the Son of the Most High, by the Most High who saves, by the Most High who redeems, by the Most High who delivers, Yahusha. And then, in truly understanding that to find what it is you truly must do, true meaning, true purpose, is to let go and to surrender to Yahuwah, Yahusha, and because you've tried it your way. And it left you anxious, left you frustrated, left you depressed, left you in sorrow, left you with low self-esteem, left you with jealousy, envy, hatred. All of the worst manifestation of human emotions. Left you in decadence, depravity, defiled, and debased. But in letting go and surrendering to Yahuwah and giving up control, understanding the imperfect cannot make perfection, understanding that you cannot control this hallucination because you don't lord over it. That every time you get to the top of one mountain, you're left at the bottom of another. The moment you let go, the moment you surrender to Yahusha, the Son of the Most High, and you ask for Him to guide you, for Him to direct you, for Him to show you how to live your life in a manner that pleases Him most, is the moment that you are set free. is the instant that your heart is set right, true, justified, sanctified. And now with that righteous heart, with that true heart, with the breath of Yahuwah, the Ruach that lives within you now, for he lives here in your heart, in your soul. He lives here in this temple that he has given us, that he has created us with, such that we're out here working out early in the morning, training, paying reverence, honor to the temple that he gave us. Driven, beyond driven, for meaning and purpose for Yahuwah, Yahusha. But now that your heart is righteous and true, now that his living law is written on your heart and you follow it, not begrudgingly, as you may have thought, you followed the laws of man, the traditions of man, the rules, regulations of man, the commandments that are written on stone and that perish like stone, that fade like stone, the commandments, the laws that only reveal sin and that only dole out punishment, that you follow begrudgingly, not because you want to, but you feel you have to. Now with Yahuwah, Yahusha, who has entered your heart, who has saved you, has redeemed you, and given you new life, revised, refreshed, reconstructed, reconstrued, reborn once again in his image. Now, the living law written on your heart. Follow Yahuwah, love Yahuwah, all faith in Yahuwah. With all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Love your fellow man as you love yourself. Now, with the living law written on your heart, you follow that singular commandment from which all the good things follow, from the wellspring from which all the commandments come, the core from which all the revelations, epiphanies of Yahuwah, Yahusha spring from. You follow that now lovingly, naturally, because you're compelled to, because you want to, because you desire to, because you need to, because it fills you with meaning and purpose. Now you have a righteous and true heart, and now you can follow your heart and know that what you are doing will bring true joy, peace, healing, love, and everlasting life. Why? Because you're pleasing Yahuwah. It starts there. When you seek the reign of Elohim, Yahusha says, seek and you will find. Ask and you will receive. Knock and the door will be open to you instantly. Instantly. And so when you first seek Yahuwah, when you seek to please Yahuwah, when you seek to love Yahuwah with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and your heart is righteous and true, then, when you go inside, when you look deep into your heart, and you ruminate and contemplate on what it is that you should be doing, what it is that will bring you meaning and purpose, you'll find the right answer. You'll know what you're set out to do is righteous and pure and true and good and wholesome and productive. Then if your heart, which is guided by Yahuwah, Yahusha, is compelling you to write that novel, to make that film, to build that skyscraper, you know you're on the right path because you know it doesn't matter if it brings you the esteem of man, if it brings you the riches of this world, if it brings you the cars and the houses, all the things you used to think would make you happy, but left you nothing but frustrated, anxious, and bereft, and longing, and hungering, and thirsting in the end, and only chasing your tail. Now it doesn't matter if you receive any of that because you're doing it out of love. You're doing it to please Yahuwah. Yahuwah will set you out on your mission. Yahuwah will ensure that you're doing his work. Yahuwah will fill you with the inspiration, the motivation, the encouragement that you need to set out on your path. Because when you are right with Yahuwah, Yahusha, all is right in your world because you are doing exactly what you need to do. You're following your heart, which is made sanctified, justified, and righteous in his name. And so you're exactly where he needs you to be. You're exactly where you can serve him best, and you're doing exactly what he needs you to do. And so whether you succeed or fail at constructing that skyscraper, whether you succeed or fail at writing that novel or making that film or whatever it is that you've set out to do in the name of Yahuwah, it doesn't matter. Because your mission is righteous, your purpose is true, it's pure. Because Yahuwah will guide you. And you might have thought, originally you might have thought, hey, you want to be a novelist, you want to be a filmmaker, you want to be a painter, you want to build hot rods, you want to build motorcycles. You may have thought this was your mission, this is what you, but you might actually, in going to Yahuwah and asking him to fill you with his revelations, his epiphanies, and his guidance, you might find that actually it's nothing you ever imagined, nothing you ever thought of. Your heart will know what's right. The revelations will come to you. You will know how to please Yahuwah because he will guide you. And your life will be right. So you might think you know now what it is that'll make you happy. Even though you're living in the rat race, you're running on that endless hamster wheel, you're on that treadmill which never ends, you're chasing your tail. You think you know what's going to make you happy. And then you're saved. Yahuwah, Yahusha gives you the way, the truth, and the life. And then you know you can trust your heart because your heart is righteous and true in Yahuwah, Yahusha. And then, all the things you thought, if you could just break free of that hamster wheel, if you could just break free of the rat race, if you could just break free of this illusion, then you would follow your dreams. And you thought your dreams was to do this, go on this journey. Right? You thought, oh, I'm going to be a gymnast. I'm going to be a professional wrestler. I'm going to be a pro bodybuilder. I'm going to be a football player, right? I'm going to be a horticulturalist, right? All who knows what it was you thought. But what you might find is that Yahuwah gives you a mission you never expected, and that the joy and the peace and the solace and the gratefulness, satisfaction, the healing and the everlasting life that you receive is found in a journey that you ever even knew existed until now. Praise Yahuwah Yahusha.